we begin. We publish new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Wonder Woman is a demigod, but mostly considered as an Amazonian due to her upbringing in the land of Themyscira. If you have ever read a comic or watched an animated TV series or movie which stars Wonder Woman, you'll know her traits and characteristics. But when we turn to the origin or reproduction of these warriors, there are numerous claims and theories backing each one, and not an exact one. Even the Wonder Woman's own birth is a puzzle. Amazon's reproduction I've covered in a previous video. Now this video is dedicated to reveal the guys who not only have been able to sleep with Wonder Woman, but also to penetrate her and get her pregnant. So guys and gals, let's dive into the knowledge to quench the curiosity. Throughout the comics and TV episodes, Wonder Woman had numerous love interests, and Trevor, Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne are a few of the main characters. But when it comes to making love, she didn't satisfy from them, and the list expanded to Aquaman, Keith Griggs, Tom Tresser aka Nemesis, Kasia, and other Amazonians. Owlman, in their world evil Wonder Woman, is known as Superwoman, and to other Amazonians. While the fact remains that Wonder Woman is a real wonder, because of her godly strength and physical traits, it wasn't an easy task getting her pregnant. By the way, whether she has God's DNA or human DNA, Wonder Woman is capable of getting pregnant, so there is nothing to be doubtful about that fact. The problem was only a very few people and few occasions were able to get Wonder Woman pregnant. So rather than presenting you just a list of partners, I'll consider the event since there are more than one event with some partners. Superman! Wonder Woman and Superman. It only makes sense, right? The strongest in the DC universe. They're probably the only people who could give as good as they get without killing their lover. For decades, comic book fans have debated the pros and cons of having sex with either one of these superheroes, and writers presented them as a couple who not only made love, but also who bear the produced fruits of their labor. In JLA Act of God, the heroes with superpowers are drained and become powerless. Clark Kent also gets divorced from Lois Lane and begins a relationship with Wonder Woman. Developing further difficulties and guilt-ridden over his alcoholism, he searches for the comfort in Diana, and after becoming one together, he leaves for 3 months. He returns to talk Diana out of her grief and finds out that she is pregnant with their child. The two agree to marry and raise the child as his parents. Although the parents became powerless normal people due to mysterious black light event, their son as a toddler is revealed to possess extraordinary powers. In Kingdom Come, Wonder Woman encourages a widowed Superman to come out of seclusion, and the two rekindle old feelings from back in Action Comics number 600, which is apparently canon to this alternate universe, and the two enter a romantic relationship. The story is continued in the Kingdom, where Wonder Woman gets pregnant and gives birth to a son. In Superman Distant Fires, Wonder Woman finds and rescues Clark wandering in a wasteland following a nuclear war which seemingly left him as solitary, powerless, and then he finds that she and other survivors established a village known as Champion. There they find themselves entangled in love and lust. They marry and have a son named Bruce, and work to lead the reconstruction of the village. In Frank Miller's Batman stories, Wonder Woman is initially depicted as an aggressive man-hater, although with her and Superman later involved in a romantic, committed relationship, this was likely simply an initial bad attitude. She is highly protective of her and Superman's daughter, Lara, not granting permission for her to go out and perform superheroics until she's 17 years old. She also later has an infant son, Jonathan. The Batman Beyond comic has an alternate version of the Justice League, where they become dictators led by Lord Superman. Batman and Lord Superman have divergent ideologies and begin a war. Lord Superman and Lady Wonder Woman fall in love and marry. The real Justice League's Wonder Woman crosses into the world of the Justice Lords, and she kills Lady Wonder Woman for murdering Lord Batman. Lord Superman is devastated and enraged. In an effort to preserve peace, Wonder Woman enters a marriage of convenience with Lord Superman. Together they have a son called Zod. Wonder Woman number 51 to 52 plot sorts out the situation of Wonder Woman with the gods of Olympus, Hecate, and more. There, Wonder Woman becomes pregnant with Superman's child. Steve Trevor. Steve was the first man Wonder Woman ever met when Steve's plane was crash-landed at Themyscira after being hit by Nazis' missiles. In the New 52, again, Steve would be the first man Diana saw. Diana was still young when she came to a man's world, and she had a lot to learn about relationships between the genders. Steve and Diana would date, initially. Following the New 52 Superman's death, heartbroken Diana came to Steve, revealing that her feelings for Superman were no longer true, and that she had ended her relationship with Steve because she had difficulty grasping the concept of romance. Upon reconnecting, Steve helped Diana cope with the fact much of her New 52 life was a lie. Ultimately, Steve also helps Diana overcome her anxieties regarding romance, and their bond becomes stronger, which gave the birth to a daughter. The Golden Age Fury, aka Hippolyta Lyta Trevor, was the daughter of Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor. Batman. Batman first saw Wonder Woman when she was bathing in the woods, and he was so overcome by her beauty and the magic of the island. He kissed her. This earned him a punch, but later paved the way to something magical. Another from a Justice League comic set right after the Obsidian Age, Bruce and Diana kissed on impulse during the events in that storyline, and this comic was them dealing with the aftermath. It was one of several dreamlike worlds, the two falling in love and pursuing a relationship. That world is where she turns darker like him, but where he turns lighter like her, and so on and so forth. During 2003-2004 run on JLA, during the storyline The Obsidian Age, in which Justice League journeyed into the ancient past in order to save a time-lost Aquaman, Batman, and Wonder Woman prepared to fight their enemies to the death. And before doing so, they surprised one another, and a lot of readers, by sharing a kiss. Once all the resurrection, time travel, villain fighting, and day saving was out of the way, the two put off having to talk about their first kiss for a while. In Injustice Gods Among Us, Bruce is married to Diana, and Bruce was able to get Diana pregnant after all. The above listed events are the ones I was able to confirm that got Wonder Woman pregnant. So if you think I've missed something, please feel free to comment. Your comments are highly appreciated and more than welcome. Thanks for watching!